Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, NFT NYC? What's up, man? Yo, this is bananas, man. I don't even feel like I need a mic. I'm an actor. It's fantastic. It's probably the coolest place in the entire world.
We can't hear you in the back.
Can't hear me. Check. There it is. Hey, guys, my name is David Bianchi. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I just got to make sure I got a little bit of timer on myself to make sure I'm keeping track of the time and being respectful. So, I'm a spoken word poet. I'm widely known as an actor, but also an independent filmmaker. I'm a member of the Producers Guild, the Television Academy. And about 17 years ago, I started producing high concept films entirely in spoken word poetry. And when I found NFTs in April of 2021, about March of 2021, I was like, how am I gonna enter this space? It was the pandemic that pushed me over the cliff that said, I need to figure out how I'm gonna approach this. What am I gonna do? So I poked around. But before I get into that story, I wanna tell you how much I am endeared by NFTs. What is an NFT? It took a while to make sense to me, based on the underlying blockchain technology that will change the world in every way that we see. See, fine art encoding and metadata, because of fine art, got really sexy. You know, bit by bit, block by block. NFTs are an asset class making more money than most fucking stocks. It's immersive, it's interactive, it's powerful Web3. So whether you're flipping apes or you're flipping punks or hodling fine art, this immersive technology is barely at its start. So cinema is here and it's steady on its way, immersing itself in the blockchain every single day. And as capacities grow, I believe that long form will reign. The immersion of spoken word poetic films, Spinema, spinning cinema through spoken word, immortalized on the blockchain. Let's go, y'all.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. We can change the world through this incredible technology that will revolutionize everything that we know. So when I talk about how I entered the space, I looked around and I found a platform called Ephemera that allowed for 250 megabytes on the capacity. Now, if I click this, does that change it? Bam. Oh, so damn, that's nice. So when I found Ephemera, they allowed for 250 megabytes on the mint. Once I saw that, it blew my mind. So how do I take a 5.5-minute film and mint it as a 1 of 1? I had to crack the code. So I took what was a 1080 file, I took it to 960 by 540, I toggled the bit rate, and I was able to get it below 250 megabytes. And what ended up happening was I minted the world's first award-winning spoken word film as an NFT called I Can't Breathe. That project ended up successfully being auctioned to Metaverse, who at the time I had no idea who they were. And I ended up getting covered in Forbes. And it ended up blowing up. And as a result of that, for the first time in my entire life, now these films have played film festivals, for the first time, it was embraced by a community that is highly educated, technologically savvy, sophisticated, and hungry for fine art in a way that I had never experienced before. And not only that, they were interested in topics that were socially conscious. So when I talk about the project I Can't Breathe, it was important because it was my homage to the murder of George Floyd and the largest civil rights movement in global history that was perpetuated through technology. And to take this a step further, philanthropy is a big edge of what I do. In an unprecedented move, I donated 100% of those proceeds to the George Floyd Memorial Foundation. Because for me, thank you, because for me, it was morally fucking bankrupt to earn money off the back of the civil rights movement. But I don't give away fiat, I give away ETH. And if you're a 501c3 and I'm open and wanting to work with you, the only thing that I politely ask is please open a crypto wallet. Because I want to perpetuate the blockchain in all communities in every capacity that I can. Because minorities and people of color and underserved communities are unfortunately the last people to the dinner table when it comes to technological innovation and fiscal innovation. So through my work, I am pushing the blockchain into the inner cities of Minneapolis. This film was not only heralded by the George Floyd family, it was actually played at the one-year memorial celebration of the man's death. I cried. I wept on Clubhouse when these things happened in my life. These films are powerful. I enlist award-winning cinematographers. I enlist award-winning actors. These films are literally, from beginning to end, professionally scored, sound design, with production designers, prop masters, wardrobe people, all the way to the end. And I figure I might as well give you a little bit of an impact so you can understand the context of some of these projects. This is a segment from I Can't Breathe. Did it maybe occur to you that our hearts are broken? That we're tired of being hurt and our culture not moving forward? Be it Selma, Malcolm X, the death of Dr. King, Freedom Riders, Bloody Sunday, I can hear the choir sing. Rosa Parks to LA riots, the beating of Rodney King. Eric Gardner, Philando Castile, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, can you feel the sting? These pieces, when they're translated into cinema, create a catharsis. They create an emotional response through image, sound, picture, and performance that leave a long-lasting impression, not just on the audience, but an immersive experience through the poetic word that has hit the blockchain in a way that I never even envisioned possible. Let's go to my second drop. My second drop was a piece called You Can't Hear Me, which starred myself and Grammy-winning poet and also Emmy-winning actor, Mr. Malcolm Jamal Warner, directed by Emmy-nominated director, Mr. Christopher Folkens. So I'm always cracking the code because, the blockchain's got its limitations when I'm a filmmaker. So I had to do the one of one on Ephemera, but I wanted to do limited editions because I wanted to make this accessible to the community. So I took stills from the film, I basically embellished them in After Effects to create camera moves within them, and then beneath that I put the score and the poetry of the film so that people with, smaller ETH accounts could still have a part of this social movement. It ended up selling out in a day on 2 different platforms, limited editions on Obtainable and the one of one on Ephemera. Through that process, we donated $7,000 to the New Earth Foundation that focuses on people of color and injustice issues in the inner cities of Los Angeles. The founder of that organization was happy to open a crypto wallet, Dr. Harry Grammer, who was nominated as a CNN hero. I'm honored to work with these people. Charitas is a partner of mine who matches my donation dollars through their ICO. So I'm constantly looking for ways to not just create sophisticated white-collar art, but create sophisticated art that inspires, elevates the conversation, but also changes the world in real time. Because I believe that the density of equity that lives in our community is far too vast for us to not give it away. We can be a part of real-world change, and we can take NFTs beyond bitcoins and lollipops, baby. And we can create conversation and historical timepieces that our ancestors will say, wow, David was a good ancestor. David elevated the conversation. But the NFT community lifted the tide. Because I am only a singular artist, but without the community, none of this exists. I'll give you a little bit of a piece of You Can't Hear Me. My eyes open wide, I feel blind, you can't see me. I open my mouth and I scream, you can't hear me. Fight for justice, can't trust this. My heart, I stand bleeding. You cut out my tongue and I swear you can't hear me. I'm angry, I'm confused, I'm emotionally ripped. Being black and Latino, the polarization is so split. While my black next of kin are being shot dead in the street, while my fellow Latinos fear deportation and we feed into the fear that the media delivers while our ancestors cry and my sons and daughters shiver. I really hope that what you're experiencing now motivates you enough that you will back channel me, that you will search for David Bianchi and look for these films and perpetuate these links into the ecosystem and tell somebody about what you heard. Because this is the stuff that actually moves mountains. Because that's what we do here, man. There's a reason CAA is here. There's a reason Microsoft is here, because we got some shit they want. That's what we're doing. We're literally changing the game. Now, my most recent Spinema film was a piece called Break the Bars. It is now the first ever film to have a red carpet premiere in all of the metaverse. It is a 5.5-minute film that was minted on Maker's Place, the first time that I minted a Spinema film with all the limited edition assets in one place. 510 megabytes on chain. We literally changed the entire architecture of the Maker's Place Gallery in Decentraland in collaboration with the DCL heads. And those people are fucking amazing. And so is Maker's Place. Shout out to Aisha. And we literally turned the Maker's Place Gallery into a red carpet experience with paparazzis with cameras for heads and a step and repeat. And as soon as you walked in, we had Category 5 DJing. We minted 2,000 POAPs in attendance. And as soon as you walked into the threshold of the theater, boom, The curtains open in its full regalia, and you can see the entire film in its entirety, as well as a making of director's commentary, where you hear my commentary on camera psychology and directorial choices, etc. It is now a solo exhibit at the Maker's Place Gallery. I don't know if I said that, but that's a pretty cool anecdote. So I invite you guys to please go check that out. Now, Break the Bars is an incredibly powerful piece that focuses on our inner city youth. Our inner city youth that needs more than being raised behind barred windows and razor wire fences. Her 10-year-old eyes. Sarah's 10-year-old eyes base their reality on the view of the neighborhood through the bars on her window. The bars on her window like the bars on her father's window, except his are surrounded by concrete, and it's been never since their eyes did meet. This is the premise of the work that I'm creating. And her 10-year-old eyes base their reality on the view of the neighborhood through the bars on her window. So break the bars that I can't cross the street because of too many fast cars. Break the bars where children play on concrete because urban sprawl covered the grass with tar. Break the bars where crack cocaine conquers and eventually leaves Sarah scarred. Break the what? Break the bars. Break the what? Break the bars where our kids are addicted to fast food, clogging their arteries with lard. Where alcoholism affects children and domestic abuse cuts like glass shards. Where humans have no empathy, only sympathy, and call the mentally challenged retards. And the lack of educational funding leaves a generation permanently marred. Where she'll twist them, invade the system, and breed 4 kids with a welfare card. Where my front door, back door, and all my windows are permanently barred. Where our jail-like communities enclose our bodies, leaving our minds jarred. And the back alley dumps is our children's play yard. And our offspring is too tough, cock guns, pop ones, just to be hard. And our life cycles, reciprocals won't get them far. Around bars, aside bars, behind bars, break the bars. And her 10-year-old eyes base their reality on the view of the neighborhood through the bars on her window. Where fields flow far and dandelions meet the horizon in a matrimony made in heaven, where the only steel that exists isn't a tool or a gat or any form of weapon. Around bars, aside bars, behind bars, break the bars.